All right, good morning, traders. Today is November 3rd, 2023. My morning SPY pivot, 428.05. Above it, I'm a bull. Below it, I'm a bear. All four indices and the FNGU remain in daily downtrends with lower highs and lower lows on their daily charts. USO is still consolidating over 74, but it was testing it yesterday. UNG is in a sloppy daily uptrend, still consolidating over the $7 level. Silver is back to consolidating in the previous consolidation channel, which is just over 2050. Gold still flying high and consolidating over the 181 level. I'm looking for a lower pullback before pulling the trigger on legging into a long position. US dollar index still consolidating over 105.50. And I want to point out that treasuries are starting to feel some wind beneath their wings. You can have a look at IEF and TLT. You can look at corporate bonds. That's HYG. They're getting a little bit of lift as well. All right, let's go look at some charts. Good morning, Mike. All right, first chart, let's pull up the SPY. All right, and let's crank this in. Let's go back to the daily. All right, so here's the SPY. Still, see this? Still lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs right here, okay? So now let's just measure this right here, all right? Because this is I'm going to show you where the pullback is most likely going to happen. Now you see this slam we got in here? That was yesterday, okay? That's this, all the way back here. That starts in October of 2022, okay? All I'm doing is, it's nothing fantastic. I just pinning it on here and extending it out. All right, so there's one touch, two touch. Here's the third touch, and then we pass through, and now we're hitting the back side of it. All right, not to mention the back side, we also have a downtrend right through here. This probably needs to swing out just a little bit. If I can get it to swing out, I'm going to have to move you. All right. So we'll swing that out, bring that in right about there. Okay, so I'm touching here. Here is the third touch right there. Right in between the two, right in the notch. All right, you got a downtrend and an uptrend. Right in that notch, we get right in there. Okay, so what did we bounce off of to get up there? Well, it was the anchored VWAP that starts back here. Okay, so you can see here's this kind of light blue line here that this candle kind of came into hard and then just bounced right back up just as hard. All right, so we're right into this notch right here. Do I think we're going further up? Not really, but they might want to test that pink. See that pink line right there? That's another anchored VWAP. They might want to test that. So where's that located? About 433. All right. I'll be buying puts at 433. This morning I'm going to be selling bear call spreads over 35, probably some at 36, and others at 30, 37, and 38. I think I already have some at 35. That expired today, and I'll be selling some more, putting on some bear call credit spreads with strike prices. The short strike will be at probably 36 and 38, and that would be right over the top of this plateau right here. That probably going to expire on Monday and Tuesday. So that's what I'm looking for Monday and Tuesday. More bear call credit spreads right up here. Okay, so where's the pullback likely to happen? Right here or right off of that pink line. Where's the target going to be? Well, I would say the most likely target is going to be the midpoint. All right, you can see we're up here. So the first level will be here at 423.72, basically 424, that 424 area. And it probably moved back two deviations. So the next one after that is going to be about 417. So 424, 417 are possible future targets for this bounce back down here. And then watch it consolidate underneath this area. We'll see what happens. All right. Good morning, Cosborn, Lenny, and Ricardo. All right, so that's what I'm looking for. It's kind of a pullback to the midpoint. And see how it deals with the midpoint. If it passes through, it's probably going to come down to this 417 area. All right, so that's SPY. Let's take a look at QQQ. All right, so here's QQQ. Still in a daily downtrend, okay? Lower lows. All right, lower lows and lower highs, still in a daily downtrend. Where's the pullback likely to come back to? Same place. All right, see how we're attacking the upper third, midpoint, and the top of the lower third down here. Probably about 452 area. All right, so that's where the pullback is likely to pull back to for a first target. First target being the midpoint. Yesterday's candle, higher low, higher high. Okay? Same thing happening in the SPY. Higher low, higher high. Okay, so let's take a look at FNGU. Same thing. Higher low, higher high. Okay, see that? Higher low, higher high. All right, on the daily chart, lower high, lower low. Still in daily downtrends. 15-minute uptrends. All right, FNGU, SPY, and QQQ. Let's take a look at Diamond Dow. Diamond Dow, yesterday's candle, same thing. Higher low, higher high. Still in a daily downtrend. Just about to ready to challenge that downtrend right here. You can see we're coming up over this previous high right there. So looking to break over the top of that. So there's Diamond Dow, still in a daily downtrend in a 15-minute uptrend. Lower highs, lower lows. Still haven't broken that high. Okay, so daily downtrend, 15-minute uptrend. Or a pullback right there. IWM. All right, so here is Russell 2000. Okay, we got lower lows. We got lower lows, lower highs, more lower lows, lower highs, more lower lows. Yesterday's candle, higher high, higher low. 15-minute uptrend in the daily downtrend. The only one that really looks close to breaking this downtrend is Diamond Dow. I'll go back to that one more time. See how close that is to that peak right there? This is the only one that's really that close to it. All right, they're all 15-minute uptrends. There's no pullbacks. There's been very little pullbacks on these right here. On the 15-minute chart, they're noticeable, but as far as the hourly and the bigger time frames, no pullbacks. So it's a nice 4-day run there. We'll see what happens today. And by the way, I want to mention today, Apple. Okay, Apple is pulling back to the one. Let me pull this up. See where Apple's at. Just a second. Apple is at 173.64. All right, so you can see Apple is probably going to gap down this morning. We'll see. It's still early in the morning. But you can see that's going to undo everything that they did yesterday. All right, so if that's coming down, that's a big component of SPY, QQQ, and FNGU. So there's a possibility we get a rollover today. All right. So, and if Apple keeps going, that'll drag the indices with it. All right, that's Apple gapping down lower today on earnings. All right, so there's a good chance we don't even see 433 today. I think there's a good chance we get a pullback to 425 on SPY. So there's Apple. Now let's take a look at the precious metals. Silver, first one. All right. So here's silver. It was in the consolidation channel here. It's still in a downtrend with lower highs and lower lows. All right. But then it got knocked out of the consolidation channel. Now it's consolidating again. Back in here. All right. Still in a daily downtrend, but back to consolidation. Now we got here on a bullish flag with consolidation, and we got knocked out. Coming back in, that's a good sign from the bulls. Putting in that higher low, a little bit higher high there. That's a really good sign. But on the bigger picture, you can see we've got lower highs and lower lows. Now after this low right here, haven't quite got the higher high yet, but we got our first higher low right there. So we're very close to producing a daily uptrend right here. Very close. Almost made it. Couldn't make it over this high. So we'll see what happens here on silver. GLD. Okay, so here's GLD. There's the consolidation wedge right there. We got knocked out. We were in daily downtrends. And now we're back up here and we're flying high over 181. All right, so it's still consolidating. We've had 3 days pullback. Not very big days, I'm going to tell you that. But I'm still looking for a better pullback than there. I'm not going to buy this up at the highs. I'll buy it when it starts the trend. That's when I want it. That's hardly a trend. That's just a huge igniting move. So that's GLD. It's in an uptrend. Got higher lows, got higher highs. So we got ourselves a daily uptrend here in gold, breaking out of the consolidation wedge, broke down, and then slingshot back up. All right, so there's gold. Let's take a look at USO. USO was attacking the 74 level. See it down here, attacking the 74 level yesterday and today. No, and the previous day. Right there. Still in an uptrend, but just consolidating right now. Higher lows and higher highs, but consolidating over 74. So nice big bull flag right there. UNG. All right, UNG. Here's the low. Here's the higher low. There's the higher high. It's another higher low. No higher high yet, but then again, we make another higher low and produce a higher high. So we're in a daily uptrend right here on UNG. Still consolidating just over $7 level right through here. All right, still consolidating right there. Need it to get up here over 8. We'll see if it gets it done. All right, so now let's take a look at IYT. All right, so here's IYT, kind of doing the same thing as IWM, pretty much. Still lower highs and lower lows. It's in a daily downtrend, but a 15-minute uptrend because we got higher lows and higher high on the daily candle from the previous day. So nice move for IYT, but still a long way to go. SMH. SMH still in a daily downtrend with lower highs and lower lows. Yesterday's candle, higher low, higher high. 15-minute uptrend, daily downtrend. That's all we got so far. XLF. All right, still in a daily downtrend. Lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Huge attacking move right there. Yesterday's candle, higher high, higher low. But still in a daily downtrend, 15-minute uptrend. All right, so you see that? Daily downtrend, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Okay, we haven't broke this high, and we haven't made a higher low. Okay, in order to do that, you got to make a higher low and then produce a higher high. We haven't done either one of those yet. It's just a 15-minute pullback. It's a really good 15-minute pullback as far as 15-minute pullbacks go. That's a really nice trend. All right, so now let's take a look at... All right, we're going to look at the U.S. dollar. Okay, so here's the U.S. dollar. All right, from July, moves up, consolidates on minor support. That's this peak right up here. You can see we came down there and been consolidating over 105.50. All right, we went up, tried to make a higher high, failed there, came down, tried to make a lower low, kind of failed there, or maybe they're just not done. We're back again today, testing that low. So we'll see what happens. So it'll be interesting as this tests the low and Apple is gapping down because of earnings. Because, I mean, Apple's pretty big market cap, like almost $2.75 trillion. So that's gonna have an effect on the markets, especially because it's so overweight inside the SPY and the QQQ. So let's go look at the economic calendar. And what do we got for today? Well, today's options expiration Friday. We're going to look at the employment situation with just a new friendlier name for non-farm payrolls. Then we're going to look at PMI composite. I guess that's probably an audit, and they're going to revise the numbers if necessary at 9:45. The employment situation's at 8:30. ISM Services Index at 10. And Michael Barr speaks at 8 and at 3:30. So if he didn't get enough said at 8, he's going to write another speech and do some speaking at 3:30. All right, then that kicks off our 2-day weekend. And then we're coming back on Monday. Earnings calendar. Not much today except for Berkshire, but they haven't reported. They haven't said when they're going to report. It's kind of see there, a no entry sign right there. So there, if you combine the two, Berkshire A, Berkshire B, you got about $1.5 trillion there. That can move the markets as well. But I don't know when they're reporting, if they already did, or if they're going to do it this afternoon, or what the story is there. All right, then we got Enbridge, $65 billion. They're going to report. Everything else is kind of minor compared to Berkshire and Apple. And that's the earnings for today. For Monday, we got Rainier. They're $106 billion. Not sure what they are. I think they're defense. I'm not positive, though. Okay, so not a big week next week as far as billions of dollars of market cap. Not a big Monday. I'm not going to say it's not a big week. It's just not a very big Monday. All right, Gilead's going to report after the close on Tuesday. That's $101 billion. Uber is going to report. There's $94 billion. They're going to report in the morning. UBS is going to report in the morning as well. And Air Products and Chemicals, $64 billion. Right there. For Wednesday, I'm trying to look for the big ones. Disney's going to report after the close on Wednesday. $152 billion right there. Max Payne for today, about $420. Let's revert. See if I can get that. Yeah. Max Payne for today is $420. Put the call ratios 2 to 1. All right. So got a whole lot more calls than what we had yesterday. I'm going to say that. But you can see Max Payne is 420. That's the point where it induces the most pain between all the puts and calls right here that are open that expired today. All right, so there's Max Payne, 420. All right, now I'm going to take questions in the room. And if not, I got no questions, I'm going to render the video. I'll see everybody out there in YouTube land. I want to mention that Rick Sadler from Hit and Run Candlesticks is having a contest, and you got to get registered for that contest and submit your entry. It's Guess the Spy, and that happens at, well, you got to get it in before Monday at noon. All right, I'll put the link in the description down below. All right, and I'm having an open house. You have to register. You do have to click the link and put your name and email address and get registered so you can be at the open house on the 9th. So Rick's contest is Guess the Spy. So whatever the spy closes at on Wednesday on the 8th of November. And then right after his Guess the Spy, I think he's going to have an open room that day as well. And then as well as that, I'm going to have the open house on the day after. That'd be the 9th. All right. And the links will be in the description for those. All right. So everybody out in YouTube land, I'll see most of you at 4 p.m. And we'll do another video.